Welcome back, everybody, to another Sonics Gaming Dragonfire real, raw, authentic reactions. We're doing the realest reactions possible, very limited editing. Keep everything real and flowing as naturally as possible. Tonight, we are back with a brand new reaction. Another new Citizen Soldier track off their latest album has dropped. We have an official lyric video with this one as well. It is titled Inner Critic. So I think this is going to be pretty self-explanatory of what this is going to be about. It's probably not going to be easy to listen to, but it cannot, honestly, in my opinion, beat me down worse than Better Off Broken did. But we'll see. We'll see. One thing we've learned from Citizen Soldier: don't underestimate their abilities to smash you with a semi-truck. And a bigger one than the last one. So, with that all out of the way, let's hop into this track and see what they're talking about. But before we do, as you can see, before you even get into it, right on the screen, why can't I believe good things about myself? Really? That's just... said it earlier. I'm sure someone said that, and my response was, "What good things?" Because that comment says a lot about what I think of myself. So yeah, let's make sure it's all the way down here. Sometimes the shit auto plays. All right, you guys ready? Let's get it.
Inner critic's never been this loud. I've tried everything to turn it down, but it don't fight fair, and it's always there. Inner critic won't let no one close. Makes me doubt the ones that care the most, cause this parasite is the jail that's tight. So keep your kindness, I'll always second guess it silent. I will always question why anyone would wanna be with me. Cause
Alright, I gotta take that back.
can guess it's silent. I will always question why anyone would wanna be with me. Cause I don't know how to not feel this way. Why can't I ever let me win? Why can't I take a compliment? Cause everyone says the nicest things, but I'm never good enough for me. Why can't I let myself feel loved? Am I afraid of messing up? Something is broken in my brain. I'll never be good enough for me.
We're here. People.
Inner critic feeds on all my stress, sabotaging all of my success. Cause what it can't destroy, I can't enjoy. Inner critic amplifies all my flaws. Inner critic only sees what I'm not. It belittles all the good that I've been till I don't believe it's there. Why can't amplifies all my flaws. Inner critic only sees what I'm not. It belittles all the good that I've been till I don't believe it's there. Why can't I ever let me win? Why can't I take a compliment? Cause everyone says the nicest things, but I'm never good enough for me. Why can't I let myself feel loved? Am I afraid of messing up? Something is broken
That was an experience. Let's flip it over to the other side, and I will give my final thoughts on Citizen Soldiers Inner Critic official lyric video. Hope to see you there. All right, guys, that was Citizen Soldiers Inner Critic official lyric video. That was a banger, very relatable per usual. Like I said, didn't hit me as hard emotionally, like breakage emotionally, as Better Off Broken. However, it just hit hard. Uh, I mean, really hard. Puts, a lot of words to the feelings that I, and I'm sure many other people have. Yeah. Um, Instrumentally phenomenal. Love the solos. They never cease to amaze. I feel like I say the same thing every time, but what can you say but the truth, right? I try to put out facts, of how I feel about a song. For me, I don't give a shit if 99% of people hate it. I like something, I like something. If I don't, I don't. Um, but it's hard to put into words. I'm not a Citizen Soldier. I don't got their pen game. Visually it was great. I love the Parasite visual when they were talking about Parasite. And then they display kind of like a parasitical entity on the head. So yeah, still best in the game in lyric videos, in my opinion. And yeah, this is gonna be a thing that will sit with me the rest of the night. It will occupy space in my brain rent free. Because like I said, very, very relatable to a lot of people, myself included. I'm not sure what to say really. That wasn't said in the song, right? But it's the facts. Rewiring your brain chemistry. Negative self-talk, negative thinking. It's done over and over for a long enough period. It becomes programming in your mind. Your mind is like a computer. It gets programmed a certain way, and it will adapt to that way of thinking. So if you are a person that does not think very much of yourself, and you think that way, you speak that way, you let others speak that way to you, for a long enough period of time, it will then become a part of your brain chemistry. So you could have something insanely good happen, right? Insanely good. And within a couple seconds, your mind will tear it down. Something great will happen and say, however, so and so, so and so, so and so. It's kind of it becomes a repetitional nightmare, because it is how your mind is programmed at that point. You can get out of that programming with a lot of effort, and a lot of time. It's not impossible. I'm not saying, basically everybody can do it, but I do think probably with the right environment, the right people, the right motivation, that people can. But the old saying, you're a product of your environment, right? So if you're not in a good environment that is nourishing to what you want it to be, to what you need it to be, then it can become much more difficult to get out of. Yeah. because I said it in the beginning of the video, right before we started it. You know, I said, what good things from me, right? Um, because that's my mindset. Yeah, I've been thinking that way since my downfall into mental health. Without going into details, when I was a teenager, and I have been thinking that way for decades. So I am like concretely programmed, and I've been dealing with that. So I understand what is being said, and I don't want anybody going down that path because you're awesome. You really are. And I know the mind is insanely powerful, both for good, but also for bad. You know, it's a yin and yang, positive and negative. But you are, you know, you're worthy of love. You're worthy of acceptance. If anybody doesn't, that's their loss, not yours. There's many of you. I'm not going to say everybody because my experience with a lot of people, they are. But my mental health soldiers out there, the ones that have been going through it, have the most pure hearts, the best intentions, in my experience, the best people, because they know what it's like to march every day through hell. Um, you know, and for me, I don't want anybody going through that. I don't care if it's somebody that loves me or if it's somebody that hates my guts. I don't want that for anybody. I just don't, which is why I do what I do. I do what I do, recording this. I damn well know there is probably more people on YouTube and Twitch, for that matter, that do not like me than people that do, and that's fine. I still won't wish them ill. I wish them the best. I don't want them falling into any like dark place. I want them to find whatever happiness or hope is for them. Same well if someone likes me. I can't control what people think, right? Damn sure can't control what I think right now. There might come a day that I have the ability to reverse that programming. Right now, I do not. For me, it's a day-to-day thing. I have been living that way for a long time. Or for a long time, I was trying to unalive several times. You know, and I haven't done that in a very, very, very long time, probably over 10 years. I find purpose through my day to day. Even if, you know, my inner critic is telling me I'm not worthy, I still try to push through. That's best I can do. I live without planning. It's something I learned by dealing with what I've dealt with. I just live minute by minute. Yeah. And I have negative self talk in my head at all times. I have voices just, I mean, right now, as we are speaking, it is firing. It is firing on all cylinders. So I understand what that's like. Best thing I can say for anybody that is going through it, try to persevere. Try to, if you're in the right place, to get out of the cycle of the negative self-talk. If you don't want to get like therapy and medications or whatever it may be, you could start by simply trying to control your thoughts every day. You know, you won't necessarily be able to control the hateful stuff, but try to spin it into something positive in some self-talk that's positive every day. Every day. Make it gradual, like brick by brick, building a foundation to where you can start putting up a wall that will block the negative, and there'll be more positive, which can then, you know, change chemistry of your mind. So yeah. Overall, though, I enjoyed the song. It was a great song. Like I said, musically, it was phenomenal. Jake's vocals, as always, were insane. That dude is gifted. Um, he's just gifted. Uh, so yeah. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this reaction, though. It was great jumping back into more Citizen Soldier. They're always such a joy, minus their evisceration of my soul every time, but I enjoy it. What does that say about me, right? I enjoy a good emotional ass kicking. No, but seriously, it's because we can relate to it and not feel so alone. Yeah, I think it's simple as that. And let's just face it, it just sounds so good. This sounds so good. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction, even if it was just for a moment. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Remember, you're an awesome person capable of awesome things. As always, I will leave a light on for anybody that needs it. As always, the link to the official video will be in the description. So head over there, click on that, tap on it, show support to Citizen Soldiers official channel. Give them likes, and let them know how epic it was. Drop down in the comments below if you have any requests, as I always will try to get to them the best that I can. So just be patient. I will get to every request that I can possibly get to, unless it gets blocked by YouTube. But once again, thank you. Remember, don't listen to your mind if it's being hateful. Mine's good, it's bad. Get control of it the best that you can, each and every day. Just take baby steps. Just take the baby steps. Just try to start, even if it's little tiny things of positivity about yourself. And do not surround yourself with people that tear you down more than anything. Because you are worth it. You're worthy of love. You're worth everything positive. You got this. Thank you. And I will see you guys on the next reaction. Peace.